And we're live here at the FWL Studios. We got the dynamic duo here today, and we don't have any other jabronis with us, so you know it's a guaranteed good podcast. Across the table from me, we have PSV, Playboy Stevie V.
Yep. Now we got no other jobbers here to hold us back. You know what? We haven't done this for a little while, so we have kind of a lot to talk about. And what we're going to talk about is there's a lot of matches coming up right now.
But let's just start off by talking right away about the Demon Kane or King or what? can any wait? Is there a difference?
Dude, real story. When my mom was watching Raw, and yeah, she watches Raw. So what? Last week she asked, finally started asking, why is Seth Rollins looking for Kane? And I had to explain. I had to explain to her. He's saying the Demon King. And yeah. I was like, yeah, I know. It sounded like, yeah.
They should have thought that through a little better.
Yeah.
Not one person backstage was like, that sounds too much like Demon Kane.
Yeah. Well, it did to me.
They could have called him the King of Demons.
Yeah, or something.
Like, oh no, you can't be the king of anything because of Triple H. Obviously.
Yeah. Well, what about Del Rio? Looks like there's been a lot of suspensions lately.
Cue the Motley Crue. Oh, I'm just gonna sing the music. So there was some crazy big ass party that happened.
Something, but Del Rio, he got suspended. And I've been hearing stuff, some backstage news and stuff that Del Rio is unhappy and he wants to go, and Triple H kind of wants him to go. and let's face it, I really dug the Alberto Del Rio character he had when he came out with the car, and the Mexican aristocrat had Ricardo Rodriguez with him and stuff. I like that character. He's not working for me now with the way he is now. He's so freaking boring. So I don't even care if they really get rid of him at this point. They get rid of him. They just makes more room for somebody else that's up and coming.
I'm just gonna be completely honest. I don't care if I get hate or whatnot. Alberto Del Rio is boring to me. He's a boring wrestler. I'm not excited for him. I mean, he was good with Ricardo Rodriguez.
Okay, did you like him when he was with Ricardo Rodriguez?
Oh, kind of.
Kind of.
But he just always bored me. I just don't like his style. I don't know. And when he's wrestling for AAA or Lucha Underground or any of those promotions, it's even worse. So I have no interest. I don't care less. He should just be gone. That's how I feel about it.
So, Del Rio, if you're listening to this, and we all know you are, the commish thinks you suck. That's bottom line. And I think you suck right now. So.
And by the way, I'm the commish. Forgot to introduce myself again. That's tradition. Well, before we move on, I just want to say Conan's podcast, Keeping It 100, this week has probably... No, I'm just going to say he has the best indie wrestler on that there is right now, and that's Brian Cage. And if you don't know who Brian Cage is,
look him up.
Yeah, he's a giant monster who can still do high flying moves. It kind of blows my mind every time I see him.
Yeah, it would be like having, say, like a person like Ryback, but be able to do Kalisto's moves.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
So just check out that interview on Keeping It 100. Okay. Here we go. William Regal, Hall of Fame 2017.
Well, first of all, let me explain the actual conspiracy theory I've heard about William Regal. And I actually heard this theory from the commish, where he seems to think that William Regal is a troll that happened to go way too wrong. Like one day somebody was on the internet and be like, "Oh, William Regal," to be all sarcastic, and someone else thought it was funny and thumbs upped it, and and it kept going. No, he's the best wrestler ever, and
this
it kept
is legit.
Kept going on until eventually there was too many trolls doing that, but it looked like he had a huge fan base, and I don't know, but the question was, should William Regal go into the Hall of Fame? I am going to say as long as people like Drew Carey or especially Coco Beware, and Coco Beware is a wrestler, so I'll just get rid of Drew Carey, Celebrity Wing or whatever. But Coco Beware, if anybody was back from my day, remembers Coco Beware, he was a huge jobber. I mean, the guy would go out and about lose every match. So if he's in the Hall of Fame, about anybody deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. So
I feel like there's no room in the Hall of Fame for William Regal if we still haven't inducted Jeff Jarrett.
yeah,
So that's how I feel about the
people, you
situation.
can laugh, but Jeff Jarrett deserves to be in the Hall of Fame too.
He does.
I mean, he's annoying as fuck. Oh my god, every time I hear his voice,
They're macho manning him.
yeah, but he's been into about every major federations, won titles, won world titles, and he also looks like he has a pretty. One thing I like about Jarrett is he has a good mind for wrestling, and I base that upon when TNA was watchable. He was running it at the time. When you had your AJ Styles and everything like that around. The only thing I don't like about his wrestling brain is he always has to make himself the damn champion.
When you're watching a Jeff Jarrett promotion, you just gotta.
Yeah, watching AJ Styles versus Jeff Jarrett a long time ago for the title, and just like, what the hell is Jeff Jarrett doing there? But whatever.
But I think that Jeff Jarrett needs to be in the Hall of Fame before William Regal. And get mad at me all you want. Get mad at me all you want, guys. But Jeff Jarrett is way better than William Regal at everything.
Ouch. Oh, man.
All right.
Poor William Regal.
Let's talk about one more thing before we get to these matches because we got a lot. Let's talk about somebody who has just terrible, terrible luck. I guess he made his own luck.
I bet you could say you're sorry about his damn luck.
I guess I could.
Things going around that James Storm wants to come back to NXT. You know what? James Storm might have to be, and in recent memory, I can probably go back and think of other people maybe, or maybe not. But in recent memory, James Storm has been the biggest dumb fuck in the wrestling industry, in my opinion. He is just, what are you doing? Why did you go back to TNA? Bobby Roode, I heard, convinced you. Well, Bobby Roode's over in. He went to NXT,
And he is glorious.
yeah, and he's gonna get over. And you had your golden ticket. It's like he won. It's like James Storm won the lottery, and then says, "I don't want this money to come in between friends," and put it down. And then Bobby Roode picked it up and cashed it. I mean, and this guy, I don't know. If he comes back to WWE, I have people that said he should never be signed for what he did.
Shouldn't.
And then I have other people that say if they do sign him, make him a jobber or whatever. But I think if they sign James Storm, it's going to be bad news. He's going to drag down Bobby Roode.
I agree. They should not let him come back.
Because they'll for nostalgia purposes, if they got James Storm back in, will put Beer Money together as a tag team and job him because James Storm is a part of the team.
No, they should not let him come back. I'm sorry. They shouldn't.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about Matt Hardy.
What is there to talk about Matt Hardy? This age is the age of ridiculousness in wrestling. Gimmicks are the ones that are getting over. It kind of reminds me of the time where you had like Doink the Clown and Tugboat and stuff like that. But
Excuse me. Matt Hardy's character, I use character with quotation marks because you can't see. That's not a character. That's who he is for real right now.
no, he's an insignificant mule. But I don't know. It's gimmicks are getting over. I still think it's a gimmick, and he's just pulling it all off, and he's doing it really well. You know what? It's actually when I can't believe I'm going to admit this, but when the commish makes me watch TNA, about the only thing I do look forward to is the Matt Hardy and what's going on with him because
Yep.
it's so funny. It's entertaining.
Great.
You know?
He used his magic powers last week to make a Brother Nero fan turn into a Matt Hardy fan.
Yeah, it's great. He bit that guy's ear that one thing. Yeah, it's the only thing really fun about TNA watching because like Bobby Lashley being the champion and stuff like that. I don't care about that. I don't really care about anything else going on, but I want to see Matt Hardy's character. I know they're trying to do kind of the same thing with that Decay, but they're just I'm not feeling Decay.
I like
that.
Decay.
I don't. I feel like every one of their little vignette things that they have going on right now, it just looks like the starting of a terrible porn.
That's true. It does look like that.
And then you just never get to the sex part of it, so
Because who wouldn't want to see Abyss in that porn? Let me say one more thing.
Go ahead.
What in the hell? We're going to move on from TNA, but what in the hell? How come nobody can make fun of Bobby Lashley's lisp?
I don't know why. He shouldn't even talk. He sounds hilarious.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not even on TNA. I listen to podcasts and people won't make fun of it.
I told you my theory was that's like maybe his button. It's like you can't say that to him or he'll really get all mad and start fighting with you. But
I think you're right.
But
no,
to
I
me,
think that's 100% right.
oh, because to me, I would get my ass whooped then because I would eventually end up mentioning something about it while we were busting balls with each other.
Dude, if you were another wrestler, you'd have to do it in the
Yeah.
ring. Because you would get him pissed and he'd whoop your ass and that would get over. That would get over hard. So I just don't understand it. And it's just
It's
there.
sitting there.
Yeah, it's just there. It's like, come on, give me a break.
It's like a dude coming out with humongous, like the biggest nipples you've ever seen in your life, freakishly long and stuff. But you can't say nothing about those nipples, even though they're right there.
So what?
So what are we talking about right now? We're talking about Raw?
Yeah, let's go to Raw. We're going to talk a little bit about both at the same time.
Okay.
I don't understand. What are they doing with Heath Slater? He's so good. And everything that I'm seeing in his segments, he's good. They just refuse to do anything with him.
Well, the big question, I've always liked Heath Slater too, but the big question I had for you about a week ago was when is it the point of time for Heath Slater right now that even if you did try to push him, he's not going to be taken seriously because he's been jobbed so hard. I mean, kind of like on the Santino Marella level, you don't take him serious. And and you posted something asking what do you all think of Heath Slater, and the majority of you guys were like, he's a freaking jobber, so it might be just too late.
Let me tell you when it was.
Well, I'm hoping it's not too late. But on the other hand, they have been putting him on TV a lot on most shows. So
Yeah, well, you're a jobber on TV. You're still a jobber.
Yeah.
But let me just say this. It is too late, and they had their chance. And that was when he came out on SmackDown. There should have been no Rhino or no anything.
agreed.
They should have put him over somebody right there, and that would have started to make him look strong. Rhino makes me sick.
I know he's like a trainer or something like that, but and he does some good stuff for the WWE. And he actually won an election, I think, too, recently. He's like a congressman or something. I don't know. Or a mayor or something.
It's just another situation of somebody who's old and washed up taking up a spot on the roster.
Yep, I hate it too.
He's not good. Not entertaining to me. He could do a spear. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to appeal to old Attitude Era guys who, ECW fans. Because I only know of one person that when I talk bad about Rhino, other wrestling fan that will defend Rhino. But other than that, everybody else kind of agrees with me.
Let's see. Is there anything else that happened on Raw that's not going to be covered when we talk about the pay-per-view? I don't think so. Sheamus is just getting jobbed over and over again.
Yeah, they're gonna do. I think they'll do something with him though. I don't think he's ever really out of the picture. He's one of Triple H's boys too. I heard.
What do you think they're doing with Braun Strowman?
You know what? I don't know, but I liked what your theory. if you're gonna say it right now, what you think's gonna happen, you think it's all a setup for Roderick Strong,
Well, I would hope it's going to be. It has to be something like that.
which would be great.
It would be great. I hope it's not somebody. I don't remember who said this, but Luke Harper comes. I hope that's not it. Something like that.
I've been reading that too,
That would
and
be
that might
stupid.
be.
That would be dumb.
You know, they kind of waste Luke Harper sometimes because Luke Harper is awesome. I really like Luke Harper, but your theory on they're going to do like a Miracle in Milan or Milan Miracle or whatever, where they're going to pick a fan out of the crowd or something like that, and it's going to be Roderick Strong, and he's going to quickly pin Braun Strowman.
Because they've been bringing.
That'd be cool if that happened. I'd like that, but other than that, I don't know what they're doing with him.
They've been letting a handful of people bypass NXT. So
I mean, the only way that Braun Strowman, you can really get him over is if you give him. I mean, you got to give him a belt and let him look like he's unstoppable like Lesnar, but I don't know. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing them do that with him.
So back in your day of wrestling, it was like you never saw the champion, and every match was a squash match, right?
Okay, wait. Say that again?
Like wrestling shows back in your day,
Uh-huh.
it was like mostly squash matches, and you hardly ever saw the champion until
Right.
like the pay-per-view.
Right.
And now WWE's bringing back these squash matches.
Yep. Yeah, back in my day, every wrestling show was a squash match, and they would set up feuds with the squash matches too by one of the other wrestlers coming out or something like that or interfering.
I kind
And usually that match between the two guys who are feuding would be like the main event a month from then, but it would be all squash matches until that.
to be completely honest, I kind of like them bringing back some squash matches because who doesn't like to see a jobber get the hell beat out of him?
Well, and also, like I said, the champion. Yeah, in my day, you can go a couple months maybe without seeing the champion on TV. You might see some footage of him from somewhere as they're doing news about it, but you didn't see him on TV. You didn't see Hogan on TV every week. And you saw him, and you didn't see Macho Man on TV every week. So they kind of saved them for like an attraction.
Yeah. Nia Jax.
Yep.
Nia Jax. Yeah, Nia Jax. She's also. They're doing squash matches with her too.
Yep.
Yep.
You know what? I know you do not like Nia Jax, and me, I'm still holding out a slight bit of hope for her, but I saw her on NXT, and I think she was against Bayley, I'm not sure, but she did a Goldberg jackhammer, and it looked good, and it looked hard, and I haven't seen her do it since. I don't know why she's not doing that as her finisher. Maybe she really hurt Bayley. I don't know, but you didn't see that move, and I've been waiting for her to pull it off. But I mean, other than that,
It's 100% bullshit that somebody like Nia Jax gets brought up to the main roster when she wasn't even in NXT for hardly at all, and she didn't even deserve to be brought up.
It's probably who she's related to.
And again, I'm fucking sick of that.
Yeah,
So,
if I had a choice, if it was up to me, and I was bringing up a diva, and from NXT, what I would have done is I would have had Asuka drop the belt to Nia Jax in some like monster heel way, and let Nia Jax be on NXT, and I would have brought up Asuka.
that's fine. And especially because the women's division in SmackDown is so weak.
Yep.
But we're going to bring up Nia Jax. Who cares? You think that Eva Marie's wellness policy is a work?
No, I think if it was a work, they would have made it for her non-competing or something like that. Because you know what? Say what you want about Eva Marie. I know she can't wrestle that well or whatever, but her entrances with this guy that's doing the announcing and talking over her music and stuff has had to be one of the best entrances I've seen in a long time.
So good. It's so over.
I mean, yeah, it's so if she could just, I was like, if she could just get going a little bit in the ring, she's gonna be good. She'll be fine. But now it looked like to me like they're pushing her for something big. But now she has this wellness policy violation, so she's done. Because what's gonna happen now is Nikki Bella just announced she's ready to
Yep.
come back. She's gonna take that spot, and I mean
I
she's not stupid. She's Cena's wife. I've seen Cena do that a million times.
do you
Never fear if that person's suspended. I'm coming back early.
do you think that do you think that they're gonna put Nikki Bella on SmackDown with John Cena?
Yeah.
You never know. John Cena might have been like, probably put her on Raw, and then I'll sound outraged. You never know.
No, but sooner or later they'll do a storyline with them too, in the actual on SmackDown.
So, the Cruiserweight Classic.
If you guys haven't checked it out, you guys need to check it out. I mean, I could be here all day talking about their matches, about how good they are, but almost every match, there's been some ones that have been pretty shitty though. But they go from like one being pretty shitty, every two shows maybe, to the rest of them being like fucking 10-star matches. They're fucking awesome. And that shit that happened with Cedric Alexander was cool
great,
too.
yeah. Triple H comes out after the crowd chanting, "Please sign Cedric," and says, "Okay, you're signed."
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. How long does that happen? I mean, how many times does that happen where the crowd's chanting, to do something, and someone who actually works for WWE comes out and does it?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's crazy.
I've never seen it before.
So we are all on the same page that Kota Ibushi's winning the tournament.
Yeah, I think so.
I wish they would have put somebody who could actually.
Well, we've already had this discussion on one of the other podcasts before, but WWE missed an opportunity to throw like Austin Aries and Xavier Woods in that thing and stuff like that.
They're already in that. Who was the who's that super white ginger guy?
The one with the mustache, curly mustache, the one that I like, but you said looks like a baby rapist.
Yeah, what was his name? Do you know?
I forget. I don't know what his name is. I just know he was from England. Came out to the Bad News Bears theme, and was pretty cool in the ring too.
Anyways, check it out. It's pretty awesome. Okay, NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2. Apparently, there's supposed to be a pre-show match, but they're not saying what it is. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Amber Moon versus Billie Kay?
I don't even know who them two are. There's new divas, so it's probably just a filler match.
Isn't that Ember Moon chick the girl who has the ninja mask on in the promos?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So I don't even know who she is. I've never even seen her before.
Yeah.
So I have no idea.
Yeah, let's just go to the next match.
Well, Amber Moon's going to win, obviously.
Okay, yeah. You got No Way Jose versus Austin Aries.
This is crunch time right here for No Way Jose. They're in Brooklyn. If he can get over in Brooklyn against Austin Aries, he's going to be over. So.
Yeah, No Way Jose's been one of those guys that was like Mojo Riley to me. I saw Mojo Riley at first and hated him. And now, I like Mojo Riley. No Way Jose is pretty much the same way as going with him right now, but I cannot believe that I'm thinking that he's going to go over on Austin Aries.
He's going over on Austin Aries.
I think so too.
I'm just curious to see what they're going to do because No Way Jose is crazy over and in Orlando. I want to see what the Brooklyn audience is going to do to him. So, that match is going to be good because Austin Aries is in it.
Okay.
Who are you calling for the win?
No Way Jose.
Me too. No Way Jose. Clean. Let's see. We have what's this guy's name again? That's the La Sombra guy.
Yeah, that's all I know him as, is with the stupid gimmick now, versus Bobby Roode. And because this guy has a stupid gimmick, Bobby Roode's gonna he's going to destroy him in this match.
Bobby Roode better win, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting over hard everywhere.
Yep. Thanks, James Storm.
Yeah, with his glorious music, which is glorious music.
It reminds me of. It seriously reminds me of a little bit of Mr. Perfect, which that's cool with me because no one's been able to pull off kind of a Mr. Perfect gimmick since Kurt Hennig. And if anyone could do it, Bobby Roode could do it. I mean, it'd work.
Bobby Roode is so amazing right now, and if, like I said, like you said, if they re-sign James Storm, it's just gonna hurt him.
Yep.
Because he's better off without him right now.
Yep.
And you know what? I do not like this La Sombra guy. What's his name? Andre
Almas. Yeah.
He's so boring.
Yes, he is.
He's not a good wrestler.
Put his mask back on. Let him be La Sombra.
I don't know. It's just when I see him, I just want to go to the bathroom and drown myself. That's all.
All right.
Yeah. All right. We have NXT Tag Team, The Revival versus Gangaro and Ciampa.
Well, this one's hard for me to predict, but I will give a prediction. But any of you guys seeing the Cruiserweight Classic, Gargano and Ciampa had one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life.
They tore the place down.
I mean, they're great, but of course one of them had to lose, and maybe they can have some dissension during this. And because of that,
I don't really like the Revival very much, so
and that's what I'm thinking. There's going to be some kind of some kind of breakup between them two, and I think the Revival retains. Revival's a perfect stock NXT champions right now.
I just think it's complete bullshit that Blake and Murphy aren't in this match.
Yeah, Blake and Murphy. Why didn't anybody draft them? Should have been the first pick of the draft.
Should have been.
Blake and Murphy.
Should have been. Asuka versus Bayley. This match is going to be awesome.
Well, I think whoever loses is going up to the main roster. But since Bayley's already made an appearance, I think Bayley's going up to the main roster and Asuka's winning.
Asuka can't really speak English yet.
See, but she's one of those wrestlers that doesn't need to.
Yeah, I agree.
She could speak with body language so well.
I don't like Bayley, so.
You know, Bayley grew on me. I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I like her as much as like Sasha Banks or Charlotte, but Bayley can hold her own and put on some pretty good matches.
I'm not going to say she's a bad wrestler. I just don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think Asuka is amazing, so I hope Asuka goes over.
Yeah, I think Asuka's going over.
Here's something weird. Did you see the NXT show when they did that contract signing?
Mm-hmm.
Why was Asuka out there in a dress and high heels? It looked ridiculous. And she even looked uncomfortable in it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not one person backstage could have been like, we should probably not do this.
All I know is if I walked into a business somewhere, like a high-rise office with glass all over the place and stuff, and I go out to meet with somebody and they look like Asuka and wearing the black dress and high heels, I automatically will think she's an assassin. Because that's what it screamed to me when I saw that, was just like, assassin.
Is it because she's Japanese?
Probably.
Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
My prediction is Nakamura's winning. He's winning the championship. Samoa Joe's going up to the main roster.
I hope he goes up to the main roster. I can't wait for him to get buried on the main roster.
Well, we'll see. We've been talking about this for a long time to see if Samoa Joe can actually get over on the main roster. I think he can. The commish says there is no way.
He can get over.
I'm going to be really keeping an eye on Samoa Joe once he goes to the main roster, because I want to see who's right. You know,
he's gonna be losing to the Big Show and Kane.
That's terrible. But you know, I just keep saying if Kevin Owens got over, Samoa Joe's going to get over. But we'll see.
But here's the difference.
I'm interested to see. I'm not always right, so I'm just.
Here's the difference between Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. Kevin Owens is
amazing.
Yep. And have you seen him on the microphone?
He's amazing.
Samoa Joe's just like the angry yeller person on the microphone.
I know.
I hate that.
But this is just a different era. Like I said, it's kind of the gimmicky era, you know?
So Nakamura goes over.
Mm-hmm.
Hideo Itami goes heel. And that feud's happening next.
Nice.
Yep. That is like a dream match right
Is
there.
Samoa Joe going up to the main roster after this?
Oh, yeah. He'll probably be on SmackDown. SmackDown has a pretty weak roster.
Yeah.
So that would be best for Samoa Joe to go there. If he goes to Raw, he's going to get buried.
You know, I'm thinking if I was booking Samoa Joe, I would have Ambrose. While Ambrose is in the ring or doing something in the ring in a match or whatever, for him to get jumped by Samoa Joe out of nowhere and put in that coquina clutch. He passes out, and the next pay-per-view that comes up have Samoa Joe versus Ambrose for the championship of SmackDown. I mean, then, you can have Ambrose go over, but...
Well, with that said, let's move on to SummerSlam.
All right.
And since that we were just talking about it, we're just going to go straight to it. You're assuming that Ambrose would still be the champion.
Yeah, because I don't think they're going to put the belt on Dolph Ziggler. I think Ziggler loses, Ziggler turns heel.
But what if they do?
They won't. They won't. They've given Ziggler so many chances before.
To be fair, the one time that he had the belt, he got a concussion. Kind of not his fault.
I know, it's just bad luck, man. I'm not saying that bad luck and horrible storylines with Ziggler. I'm not saying, Ziggler has good matches and stuff. He just bores me now. Because every time I see him, it's just like how some of you guys see Heath Slater and see a jobber. Every time I see Dolph Ziggler, he automatically makes the match feel mid-card level to me.
I can understand that feel.
Yep.
And he's putting away people with a super kick now.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I think it's a long time in the making, man. I mean, come on. How many times how long is Shawn Michaels going to tell the WWE that no one can use that as his finishing move?
All I know is that if he's putting people away with the super kick, the Usos need to stop doing the super kick. Mm-hmm. So that needs to end.
Well, it is okay to take finishing moves from other wrestlers before you. I mean, I don't know why everybody else tries to... they want to be original and stuff like that, but it's okay. Like when Rollins was doing the pedigree, and he still is, everyone was still kind of upset about that, but fine, he can use it, long as he makes it his own. But they need to bring the stunner back and give it to Dean Ambrose.
They do. A finishing move. We've said this almost every podcast, but that needs to happen.
Because Ambrose is a perfect stunner person. I mean, he could do the dirty deeds as another finisher or whatever, or a special move. But Stone Cold Stunner, that would go great with him.
He needs wrestling ties, for the love of God. Enough with the jeans.
I think he's always going to wear jeans.
I think you're right.
I think it'd be like Mick Foley. It is what it is.
Enough with even Mick Foley had wrestling ties.
When I first heard Ambrose's and Rollins's music when they split apart from the Shield, I didn't like their music either. I thought it was pretty generic, but now it's grown on me.
Bob Holly likes his music too. So we have the kickoff match, which is Cesaro versus Sheamus. Well,
yeah, best 4 out of 7.
Yeah.
So basically, creative doesn't know what to do with Cesaro.
Which is a shame.
Yeah, Cesaro or Sheamus, so they're going to just book him in the next, 7 pay-per-views. Probably end at WrestleMania.
Here, look at this. Kickoff match with Cesaro, who is way over, with a dynamite gimmick, an awesome wrestler, arguably maybe one of the best wrestlers on the roster. Mm-hmm. Could be. But we have our Intercontinental title match, which is The Miz and Apollo Crews.
You're in a lose-lose situation, though, because if it was The Miz versus Apollo Crews in the kickoff match, we'd be complaining that a championship match is going on.
That's not my point. My point is the Intercontinental Championship is being defended between The Miz and Apollo Crews.
Instead of Cesaro and Sheamus. Yeah, I get it. I agree.
What a waste of a title.
Yeah.
And
The
Miz has had a million chances and a million title runs, And these two guys are way better than both of those two. I can see if maybe Apollo Crews was in the match against one of those two guys. It should be Cesaro. But The Miz he needs to be done. Come on. Everybody's sick of him.
Yeah.
And it's not heat like good heat.
What I told you, he just drowned you with mid-cardness.
Yeah.
But I told you if I had The Miz what I would do. He wouldn't be a wrestler anymore. He'd be a manager.
That'd be fine.
Because Miz is good on the mic, and he is annoying as shit, and he can be a manager.
But the fact that he's holding a belt,
and
there's so many other better people.
Yep. But anyways, speaking of that Intercontinental Championship, is Apollo Crews going to win the Intercontinental Championship?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too.
To be honest, it'd be better than The Miz, and Apollo Crews isn't that entertaining.
Yeah. But I think Apollo Crews can put on some good matches for a little bit, though.
I think so. I'm tired of seeing him do a move and then just go and smile.
Yeah, he's constantly smiling. Okay, what about the Divas match? I mean, one of the Divas matches here, Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus Natalya and Alexa Bliss. Nothing really to say here. I mean, I think Natalya and Alexa Bliss lose and whatever.
It's a handicap match?
Looks like it.
Well, why aren't they having a title match?
Well, they are going to have a title match. They have Charlotte versus Sasha Banks.
But that's the Raw. That's the Raw women's title.
Oh, yeah.
These are all the SmackDown women's.
Yeah, they don't have one yet.
I know. Why is this match happening? This should be like for a title.
Well, yeah, it would be cool, but I don't know. They're also looks like they're going to... Did they announce it already? They're going to do one for the tag team?
I think so. I don't know if they have a match scheduled or anything.
No, they don't have one. But I heard, or maybe it was a rumor that they're gonna make like some kind of a tournament for the tag team titles for SmackDown.
Wow, looking at this, somebody just like forgot to do matches.
Yep. So then, after that you got Enzo and Big Cass versus the second greatest tag team of all time. Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, better known as Jericho. Dude, love both Owens and Jericho, man. They're both one of my favorites of all time. And I don't know how long they're going to team together, but I love seeing them together. And I love seeing them singles wrestling. I love all their promos. It's just really too bad that they're going to job to Enzo and Big Cass because I think they're. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Big Cass and Enzo are going to go over.
I hope not, but I think so too. Jericho has been killing it.
Mm-hmm.
He has been absolutely killing it.
He's been killing it.
that was your cue to say killing what?
Yep.
Come on, man.
Damn it. Okay.
Chris Jericho on TV is must-watch TV right now.
Yeah, Chris Jericho's always been awesome too, but he's really, really just one of the greatest of all time. I mean, when he's on TV, you need to watch. I mean, Chris Jericho's the best.
I feel like that they should keep Jericho together. Jericho should go over Enzo and Big Cass.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe title run.
Yeah. Me too.
Those two are... If they legitly push these guys as a tag team, they would get over hard. They're so perfect together.
Mm-hmm. They are. It's just a shame that that Jericho, he's getting older and he's going to be probably retiring in the next 5 years or something.
Dude, he's 45.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, just how good would it be if Kevin Owens plus heel Jericho in their prime as a tag team?
Oh man.
In the WWF Attitude Era, or even right now, they'd be one of the best tag teams of all time.
I take back what I said. Jericho going over because Jammin' Marvin Luther is going to help him win. Calling it right now. Done. You watch.
Okay. Now, WWE Tag Team Championship, New Day versus The Club. I think New Day finally drops the belts to them. And I've been liking Gallows and Anderson's doctors thing carrying around.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Good job by them. But I think their title run's coming right now.
The club needs the win.
Yep.
They need it bad.
They'll get it. So I'm calling the club new tag team champions.
So the club goes over. How long do you think they're holding on to that belt for?
WrestleMania?
You think they'll lose it at WrestleMania?
Probably.
So after they get done with the whole New Day thing and they're the champions, who does the club feud with?
I'm not sure right now. I'd have to think about it. Oh, I don't know.
There's not a lot of tag teams. Oh, duh. In Zone Cass.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that's where that's going.
Yep.
So they'll feud with New Day. That'll happen. They'll probably have a rematch next pay-per-view. And then it'll move on.
Okay.
In Zone Cass get the belt at WrestleMania. Yep, that's what I'm calling.
I see WWE Women's Champion Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. And those of you who like to leave, and I don't blame you a lot of the times, do something else during a women's match, you got to watch this one. These two usually put on the best match of the night.
The match they had on Raw was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, every time I see these two, they're great. But I think it's way too soon for Sasha to drop the belt. And so I think she's going over on Charlotte on a really good match.
You think it's just going to be clean?
Yes.
Because Dana Brooks banned from ringside.
Right.
So.
I think it'll be clean. It'll be clean. Sasha Banks will win, and then maybe something like Bayley will come out and challenge her as the next one or something like that for championship.
Dude, let's hope it's not that Nia Jax.
Either that, yeah, or it could be Nia Jax. But I think the Charlotte's going to be out of the title picture just for a little bit, after this match. But if Charlotte keeps on the way she's going on, she'll probably win as many women championships and her dad won heavyweight championships because she's good.
What other divas are on Raw? I can't even remember. Nia Jax. I feel sorry for the match that has to follow this one.
Yeah.
So if it is Rusev versus Roman Reigns, which we're about to talk about right now, that's going to be bad news for them.
Well, I wouldn't say it would be really bad news for them because the last Raw that had Rusev and Roman Reigns, that match, it was a good match. I mean, and I'm not a huge... I mean, I like Roman Reigns. I do. I think everybody's way too hard on the guy. But, I mean, Rusev is just... after he's jobbed out to Cena and stuff, but they made a pretty goddamn good match out of what they had.
If that match has to follow a Sasha Banks and Charlotte match, it's going to hurt Roman Reigns and Rusev so much.
Okay.
Because Sasha Banks and Charlotte is arguably going to be the best match on that card. I can already say that right now.
So who do you pick winning?
For Rusev and Roman Reigns? I hope to God Roman Reigns wins. I hate Rusev.
Yeah, I'm thinking Roman Reigns too. Oh, this would be and then the next match on here is John Cena versus AJ Styles, and that match would give Sasha Banks and Charlotte some competition because they usually have good matches.
Oh yeah, they're gonna tear it down.
But I actually think AJ Styles is going over. I know that's rough because everything says John Cena SummerSlam, everything. There's no club or something, but I think AJ Styles needs this. I think John Cena's going away just for a little bit.
The club is there.
Well, okay, but...
And did you see the end of SmackDown?
Mm-hmm.
John Cena puts AJ Styles at the table with an AA.
Mm-hmm.
I think AJ's going over.
Yeah. Tentatively, I pick AJ Styles.
Do you think it's clean?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe clean as in no outside interference. Maybe he might win by holding tights or legs on ropes. Knowing Cena, that would have to be done. Except, I don't know. Every time I say that about Cena, then he does something that kind of blows me away. Because I always thought, yeah, Cena doesn't like to lose cleanly. It's so hard. But then he did it for Kevin Owens. When he did it for Kevin Owens, I was really surprised. It was a clean one.
HBK Joey thinks that John Cena's going to get injured.
Like kayfabe injured?
Yeah.
Okay, that works too. Something that makes AJ Styles look good.
Hmm.
Because believe it or not, I think here in a couple years that AJ Styles is still going to be on SmackDown, but it's going to be the AJ Styles show. I really think so. I think he's going to be running that SmackDown division. And how good has he been getting on the mic?
Oh man,
He's been blowing me away on the
yeah,
mic.
he's been tearing it down.
So, kudos to whoever's been helping him with mic work. And kudos AJ Styles for all the great mic work he's doing now. And or boo on everybody else who had him, who told him not to use the mic that much. I mean, I don't know what it is, but
I don't know what happened.
But he's on the WWE level on the mic too. I mean, he's not boring. He's pretty damn awesome. You want to do that match? Lesnar versus Randy Orton. Probably be the main event. And just seems like, I don't know. This one, I think Lesnar's going to destroy him. That's it. Over. I mean, I don't think Randy Orton's going over on Brock Lesnar. They'll have a good match, be a long match, but he's going to punish Randy Orton through the majority of it and cleanly F5 done.
I'm sorry, but I just feel like Randy Orton's gonna win. No,
Oh, I was gonna say, really?
I just feel like that Brock Lesnar needs to destroy Randy Orton, and Randy Orton get like hardly any offense.
Yep. Like that John Cena first
Right.
match. Yep. That's what I think needs to happen too.
And that's not gonna hurt Randy Orton,
No.
and Brock Lesnar needs that.
Yeah, I mean Randy Orton can even hit Brock Lesnar with a few RKO's or something, but Lesnar's going to kick out of him.
I want a no sold RKO.
Oh man, that's never going to happen though, but that would be great. But yeah, I'm going Lesnar. Lesnar is going over on Orton.
Oh yeah.
So let's do the. Oh, you want to do?
We already talked about Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler.
We both just clearly said. I said Ambrose is
Right.
retaining. Okay. Ziggler turn. Okay, so the one for the next match is to crown the first WWE Universal Champion. I've seen some designs on the belt. It looks kind of just like the one Ambrose has, but except it's red in the background. So I'm assuming eventually they're going to turn Ambrose's in the blue background. But Universal Champion. I remember way back in the day there was a Universal Champion, and I think there was out of Universal Studios
Yes.
too. And that's where they wrestled. It was I think it was UWF or something. I might be wrong. If somebody knows and goes, "Hey, that's not what it was," okay, I'm not saying, but I could have sworn there was a Universal Champion, and Carlos Colon, I remember holding that belt. And but anyways, it's just a terrible name.
Yeah, what
I know,
a stupid name.
Why can't they just call it the WWE Raw Championship?
Why can't they literally call it anything else?
Yeah, Raw Championship, and then you could change the WWE World Championship to the WWE SmackDown, Heavyweight Championship. I don't know. But anyways, we kind of disagree. We've been talking about this a lot, but the commish here thinks that they're going to just push Finn Balor to the moon really quick and think that he's going to go over. I'm thinking that Rollins is going to go over, but I'll give it to the commish because he's the one who's really thinking that Balor is winning this belt and keeping it for a long time.
Balor's winning the title, and he's keeping it past WrestleMania too. And first of all,
Heard it here.
when you see his intro at SummerSlam, it's going to be unlike any other one you've seen.
Yeah, his intros are really freaking cool. Like the one, I don't understand, the one that they showed on Raw, if they were going to do it, they should have did it better. It was
Yeah.
like a half-assed one.
I feel like they did it on purpose,
But
like that.
Well, yeah.
Even his paint was half-assed
Yeah.
on Raw, and that he should have never came out. That was stupid.
Yeah, they could have had him painted up, but somewhere else. Like how they on that throne or something like that he was on. Just not do the whole intro and everything, or do it like just eyes or
Yeah,
something.
that would
like
have been fine. Just do that.
But,
He doesn't need to come out, man.
So I say Rollins is taking it. Commish says Baylor.
Finn Balor goes over clean. That's it. There's nothing. He's gonna kick out of the pedigree and everything.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep.
So NXT tomorrow and SummerSlam on Sunday.
Yep.
So everybody enjoy.